You're listening to the BS Podcast, where we cover all of the bull in the news and more. Now, welcome your hosts, Dave and Zach.
This is the BS Podcast, where we talk the absurd, the ridiculous, and of course, the bullshit. I am Dave. Joining me is Zach. Zach, I hope you have your waders on because we're going to be going through a lot of BS today.
There's a lot of bullshit out there right now. I mean, to be honest, Dave.
It's tons. And, you know, the thing we can do, there's a lot of BS out there in the world, and at some point, all you can really do is laugh. I think that's sort of my coping mechanism, and I think it's going to work well for us.
Yeah, people are losing their damn minds. And you're out there, you're trying to be a normal member of society, and people are literally like just going nuts. So it's and all you can do is sit there and laugh. I mean, there's times when I should be like losing my mind, angry, but I'm like, you know what, like there's just no point. There's nothing we can do about it right now. So might as well laugh at all of this bullshit and then see what happens.
Yep. So join us. We got a lot of stuff we're gonna go through, as we said, and so just join and laugh because it's just the world has gone crazy. And really, what's been going on? The big thing is there's something going on. Oh, that virus thing. That's basically 90% of what's on everyone's mind. And the bigger this story gets, the more damage it does. Socially, economically, of course, health-wise, you get, that's hard enough to deal with. And then you get all this crazy stuff on the side. And so let's start with one, Zach. I know this one was this one definitely caught your eye earlier.
Yeah. Well, like this weekend, so everyone's shut down. I mean, I'm coming from Baltimore, and like it's shut down everywhere here. So I did what I normally do. I sit in my house and I get drunk and drink way too much, and that's about it. But but this time it was like with a purpose, because apparently there's people out there actually thinking that you can use Titos vodka for hand sanitizer, right? So I'm sitting here right now with my mug and my Titos vodka, actually, Dave, like pouring it because, like, for health, we got to sanitize ourselves, and it's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know. I mean, how ridiculous is it? Because we know alcohol is the main ingredient in hand sanitizer, and it's some sort of a gelatinous version of that. So, you think, if that can...
Yeah, I mean...
If that can clean my hands, why not the alcohol in Tito's vodka?
To a certain extent, but I mean, I don't know what proof Tito's is off the top of my head, but it's not like we're using, like, moonshine from the hills of West Virginia. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, isn't West Virginia, like, the only state right now that, like, doesn't have like a case of coronavirus? I think as of yesterday, that might have been the case. Maybe that's it. Maybe they're just making like homegrown, like corn liquor that's like 90% alcohol, and they're, using that to clean themselves. But it's crazy. It's like, what are we in the fucking Wild West? Like we get shot and now we're like pouring bourbon on ourselves to like clean our wounds. It's ridiculous.
Well, so then that's the question then. What's the real BS here? Is it BS that it doesn't work, or they're just telling you to drink it instead of rubbing it on your hands? I mean, I think it's you'll
just...
you'll buy the bottles. I don't care how you use it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just bullshit that anyone would even be stupid enough to think that would work in a sense. I mean, like... All right.
Well, there is... and I mean, I don't know, going into old wives' tales, but, they say if you drink alcohol, it'll cure your sore throat. That doesn't seem like that'll work either, but I think people still somewhat cling to it. Or again, it's just another excuse to drink.
I think that's what it is. Everyone just wants an excuse to drink alcohol. So it's, hey, whatever. I mean, if that's easing your mind and like making you act less crazy by like dousing yourself in Tito's vodka to sanitize your body, then you know what? Forget it. Whatever. Hey, you do you. That's fine.
Well, part of the reason for people finding alternative sources of hand sanitizer was because that one guy bought 17,000 bottles, hopefully to sell it on the internet for a profit. Talk about BS.
Yeah, and then I think there's people. I don't know if it's eBay or Facebook, but I heard that there's some on sales for online sales unit that's like not letting people list like toilet paper, hand sanitizer. So that guy is just sitting in his in his like apartment with 17,000 things of hand sanitizer, not able to sell it. I mean, I guess he could go out in the corner.
Oh yeah, he's banned.
Yeah, he could go out in the corner like a drug dealer, like you pull up on the corner and there's one guy like selling heroin, and then the next guy's selling hand sanitizer. I mean, he could do it like
sanitizer. Yeah. Forget the meth. Forget the crack. Yeah. Forget whatever else you need.
Went right to
just give me the good
right
stuff.
to hand sanitizer. But it's crazy.
I mean, think about it. There was a story that came out. And by the way, you can find that story and many more BS stories and different news at informedamerican.com. We had a story on this. I mean, 17,000. He's like, there was basically like a puff piece, the original story. And, man with all this sanitizer can't unload. He's like, this was going to help my family. This was going to set us right. And then, like you said, that he got barred from selling. And I think the cops knocked on his door and they're like, you can't really, profiteer like this during a crisis. And, maybe you should donate it so we don't have to arrest you or something.
I'm picturing there's in that sting operation, there was probably like one crooked cop. How like in movies and TV, you see cops busting drug deals and they might grab like one brick of Coke for themselves or like take like skim a little bit of the money for themselves. There was definitely a crooked cop in that situation.
Skimming off the top.
that was taking like 2 or 3 bottles of hand sanitizer for himself. Absolutely.
Oh, I see. So maybe they'll see. Well, then here we go. So maybe they'll seize all of it. It'll go in the evidence room. Then we could do like a movie scene where there's like an evidence breakout, where instead of getting the cocaine or whatever, they're
breaking in to get hand sanitizer. And while they're at it, they're going to steal all the toilet paper from like the government stockpiles because there's none in the store. I mean, there's no toilet paper in the store anywhere. So, I don't know.
They can't buy toilet. I mean,
I think
much.
That's literal bullshit at this point. I mean, I know you can't see me, but I'm actually wearing an adult diaper right now because like I can't find toilet paper anywhere. So I'm like actively like, shitting my pants while we're recording this. And, it's fine.
I think, desperate times call for desperate measures. And
yeah.
I mean, I guess you can't use the TP. You just move on to something else.
Yeah, I know.
When did that happen at your around Baltimore? Did it get cleared out? Because it happened here. It was like night and day. I'd say last week this time, even late last week, everything was in the stores. You can buy anything you want with maybe like a couple of exceptions. And then we hit spring break, and I believe either late Friday or Saturday they announced that they were going to cancel the following week of school. And then that's when all hell broke loose. Everyone busted down the doors of the stores. All the shelves are clear. I walked in there because, I really just wanted to roll of toilet paper.
Yeah.
That's all I really wanted out of life.
Yeah, that's all anybody wants.
I walked out. It's all clear. And then a worker comes by and I go, is this where the toilet paper is supposed to be? She's like, yeah, it's all gone. I go, okay. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for buying it from me. How much toilet paper do you need?
I know. Yeah. I mean, everyone sees the pictures online of people with like Home Depot, like flatbeds of toilet paper, like pallets worth. And I don't know if it's people are preparing for apocalyptic like future where like, I'm sorry, but if the world ends, like the last thing that you're going to be worried about is wiping your ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's plenty of utensils you can use to wipe rather than like Charmin. But just people are reacting.
So like an end of the...
Yeah, it's like the bullshit.
Well, but I don't know. Hold on though. In the moment, when it comes time where you need something, it feels pretty damn important.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. But I guess it's just like the overreaction is just bullshit. I mean, the overreaction to everything. But toilet paper is just like the most comical like catalyst of that. Like it's ridiculous.
Well, because it's one of the, I'll say this: I've switched to baby wipes. I was hoping to maybe go around all that stuff, but those are clear out.
Yeah, I can't find them anywhere. Nothing. I can't even hardly find paper towels anywhere, Dave.
I was lucky, and that was actually one thing. There was plenty of paper towels to buy. You just couldn't get toilet paper. I don't know. It's almost like it makes everyone. You get stories about toilet paper, so it makes everyone go panic, and it like snowballs on itself.
Yeah. Yeah, that has to be it. people like, well, everyone else is buying toilet paper. I guess I need to buy toilet paper. And that,
Yeah. To your point, though, in an end of the world scenario, it probably, that will be I guess I'd be more concerned with eating first and finding some water.
Well, there's no fucking food
something.
anywhere either. I mean, like even like I think I went to the grocery store yesterday because I was trying to hold off as long as possible, and I was thinking, all right, maybe like the craze went down, maybe people have restocked. There wasn't a piece of chicken to save like Colonel Sanders' life in that entire grocery store. It was ridiculous. I mean, even frozen. I was like, okay, maybe frozen. Nope. The frozen vegetable aisle was just banned. It literally looked like a zombie movie when people break into grocery stores and there's just nothing there. I think there wasn't even ramen. Like the food that like no one ever wants, like instant packs of ramen, like was not even there. It was like I think I ended up getting like a couple boxes of like rice. And, like I came like here's dinner. Like there's nothing.
So how much food do you have in your house? Do you have enough to get more than? Do you have like 3 days worth?
Yeah, I got at least 3 days worth. But I mean, I don't know. I've been seeing all the jokes
dinner tonight.
Yeah. I think I found like frozen chicken wings or something. So I'm like, all right, Gino, we're having wings for dinner. But
there you go. That's never a bad thing.
No, it's not. But it's crazy, man. This whole hysteria. I mean, it's bullshit. I have nothing else to say about that. It's just hysteria is bullshit, Dave.
Well, although some stores are clearing out, there was an amusement park in the United Kingdom did a really nice thing, and in the claw machine they replaced all the prizes with rolls of toilet paper. So at least you can go there and play the machine and get your chance at getting some.
They're gonna make a shit ton of money.
I want to know what you guys think about this whole toilet paper situation. Is it rational to go and buy as much as you possibly can in the event that we hit the apocalypse and you're out there? Who knows where you could be, but at least you'll have your toilet paper. Yeah. Let us know in the comment section below, Zach. So it's not just the toilet paper, it's not just the food. We also, in order to prepare, is to keep a safe distance from people. They're called social distancing. I think they recommend about 6 feet, and it's not something we're really used to unless you're like me and you work from home and you're socially distanced as it is. But there was a guy you found one guy. He like constructed a physical barrier for himself.
Yeah, it was like it literally looked like he had this 6-foot disc. Like I don't know how he made it, but he had it like hooked to him with suspenders or something, and so nobody could get within 6 feet of him. Like it was ridiculous. But like the thing that I don't understand about that is like if someone coughs, like still coughs, like maybe 6 feet away from you. And they're like directing it out at you. Like I'm sure like the bacteria is not going to hit your little barrier wall and stop and be like, well, I guess I can't go any further. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I saw a video I believe it was yesterday, a shot from Clearwater Beach, which isn't far from here. It's spring break, college spring break, and it's packed.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like any other year, totally packed. And some people say, you're in the beach, you can cough, and it'll go off into the air and all that stuff. But,
it's the only time at spring break where there's another disease other than like sexually transmitted diseases that they're worrying about. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
you're just adding a whole nother layer.
It's like you come back from spring break. It's like, well, how was spring break, son? Like, well, I didn't get the herpes, but I did get coronavirus. And it's like that's somehow worse now.
Well, yeah, or I have it and don't know. Yeah. I don't show symptoms. Yeah, exactly. And here you go, Dad. I just sneezed. Now you have it.
Because people are disgusting anyway, and like they're not going to cover up their mouths anyway. A friend of mine is a nurse, and she said like when there's people that come into her office, like if they show any kind of symptoms, they automatically have to give them a face mask to wear. And she says like probably like 90% of the people in there that they go to give a face mask to refuse to wear one. They're like, I'm not wearing this. Is America. I'm not wearing a face mask. Like, dude, like, come on now. It's bullshit. Like that ignorance is going to spread this disease so much more. But I think the biggest crime, honestly, the biggest crime in all of this is that there's no sports right now. And I mean, I'm sure like so many Americans can agree, but especially me, like it holds a special like pain inside because the Maryland basketball team is finally like having such a great season and they're doing amazing. And then now like the tournaments are canceled, all this other bullshit is going on. So it's like we can't even like enjoy sports. You know, it's like we're going to be quarantined in our houses.
Yeah, you got to
not
sit
able
home.
to go anywhere. Now we can't do anything. I think the only like, win recently is like I think I saw the NFL draft is still going to do that, but without people there. But I mean, you'll still be able to watch it, and that's a win. I mean, it's not like we're going to be able to watch the March Madness is canceled, but at least we get to watch the NFL draft.
But I mean, I'm an NFL fan, but like the draft itself, I never sat and watched the draft. I just waited to see whoever my team picked when the pick came up. I thought to sit there for 3 or 4 hours. Well, I don't know. To me, it was never all that interesting.
No,
so then maybe this will be the first year I sit and watch the draft because I got nothing else to watch.
I usually use it as an excuse just to go out drinking on a Thursday night. I mean, like you need an excuse for that, but still, I mean, day one Thursday, it gets a little exciting, but I think this year it's going to be even more exciting because it's going to be the highest viewed NFL draft in history, probably.
Now we've got what is it? The NBA season suspended, NHL season suspended, and then I mean a whole host of other things that could be. I'm assuming tennis will be the tennis tournament, stuff like that. Maybe the Kentucky Derby gone. Baseball. I mean they're not going to start baseball, right? I believe they're delaying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they postponed. I haven't heard a definite answer on if they are like officially starting. I know at one point they were considered doing like the NFL draft kind of thing where it's nobody there. They're just going to play kind of like It's weird though, man. Like if you watch that kind of stuff, like I remember when the riots were going on in Baltimore, they played that Orioles game with no one in the crowd. Not that there's that many people that go to Orioles games to begin with, but it's a weird feeling, man, and it does affect it. It does kind of affect your viewing experience, It's like dead silence, crickets all the time. I mean, so it's bullshit.
Yeah, I think there's a WNBA joke in there somewhere, but just leave that alone.
Yeah, don't go there.
But you're right, just to go back to March Madness, I've been a fan since I was a little kid. I've watched every tournament since I think I was like 8, and this will be the first year not going to watch the tournament. I mean, that's just like an annual tradition. It's very, very disappointing.
Yeah.
The season just ended. So did they? What do they? I mean, since the champion gets crowned by the result of the tournament. So what is there? There's just it's over. I mean, what happened to the AP number 1 or whoever or something? Do they do anything for that?
Hell if I know. It's I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing. It's
just over. Sorry, we're done.
I think that's the thing that's bullshit too. Is that I don't think anyone knows what to do. Not like the commissioners, not the coaches. Nobody knows what to do. They're just like playing it day by day and just shutting everything down. It's like when you get a rolling blackout like during the summers. You know what I mean? That's what this is right now. And sports has unfortunately been the probably one of the biggest bearing the brunt of that force of that rolling blackout of the coronavirus.
Yeah, well, there's I think it was New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut like banning gatherings over 50 people. That's most of life.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, Trump says no more than 10 people. I saw a good joke the other day that was like, what are like no more than 10 people. Like, what are these Mormon families and Catholic families with like 20 kids going to do? It's like they got to put like half of their kids like in a different building. Like, what's going to happen? I want to know if this is going to roll out and affect the NFL, though. Like, if this thing is going to just keep going, like, what happens? Like Trump just said the other day, like, this thing could last till July and August. Like, August is when preseason starts building up. That's when people start taking out their football jerseys again and start getting excited. Like, the NFL just did the whole 17-game bullshit. So, like, what is the NFL going to move to like 18 games next? Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's a good thing to bring up. Well, certainly the July and August, because we haven't hit that peak. So then you get to the peak and you sort of measure however long it took to get to the peak, and you add that amount to the end, and that's a rough estimate of where we could be. So yeah, we certainly could be through the summer, which is crazy, and then affecting the NFL season, who now just recently voted to do 17 games, a real nice round number for us to keep track of things. So you can't go 500 in the league. What is that? I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't understand why 17 came from. And I mean, even then, like 17 games, like we're already kind of doing 17 with the bye week, right? 16 games, but then each team gets a bye week. So,
right, yeah.
So I guess in a sense, they're moving it to, is it 18 games? And then like each team gets a bye week. So there's 18 weeks of football. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I think they're going to do. And then, of course, they added a playoff team. I think really it is they've been wanting 18 for so long and they couldn't get it. So then we'll just do 17. And then now they're not required to start this season. They'll probably start the season or the next. And I think they're going to go, yeah, 17 is really stupid. We should just make it 18. It's just kind of like a BS way of getting what you want. Just if you want the 18, just wait until you can get the votes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. But it's just one of those extra things we can add and say it's bullshit, honestly.
Absolutely BS. Guys, what do you think about what's going on with sports being done? How, if you're a sports fan, how are you dealing with having no life now? If you weren't a sports fan, are you happy now you don't have to have all these crazy idiots talking about their sports ball games?
I guarantee this is paradise for some people. I guarantee this is absolutely paradise.
I don't have to hear this anymore. I don't have to fight the crowds. Also, what do you guys think about the 17-game season? Let us know about the closure of sports and this new 17-game season in the comments below. Zach, governments around the world are responding to this coronavirus crisis. But it's not just governments that are being proactive in helping their people stay away from the virus and recover. The terrorist group ISIS has issued an official travel warning to avoid Europe. What the hell is this?
Hey, if you're going to go like blow up a bunch of people, stay away from Europe because there's like maybe they should start attacking the virus. Like maybe like they could like do a whole like war against the virus itself. You know what I mean? I don't know. They'll just go out with like spray bottles full of Titos vodka and like just spray it in the air. You know,
Well, here's what I hate to go here. I really do. But you're ISIS. Your job is to kill as many people as possible, right? And assuming in yourself, suicide, there's no big deal. So there's something wrong there with the methodology or their ethos or something. I mean, I would think ISIS, this is a great opportunity. Let's insert our guys and we'll just have them cough and sneeze all over everybody.
Infect their own with coronavirus. I'm surprised
that'd be a good way to spread the disease.
I'm surprised they haven't like taken like claim for like inventing coronavirus yet. It seems like every time there's like this big world disaster, you know, or this big thing, like a couple weeks go by and then ISIS pops up and goes like, by the way, that was us. You know what I mean? Like it could be bullshit. Maybe they're just saying that to get the press. I don't know. But it's just nuts.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of, they're just jumping on whatever it is. I mean, they just want attention. So it could, this is total BS. I mean, the last thing I care about was ISIS's travel advisories. My God. What do you guys think about ISIS? Do you think that it's a smart move for them to ban their terrorists from going to Europe? Should they instead have a different strategy if they actually want to inflict the most casualties? And who's doing a better job managing the crisis? European governments or the terror group ISIS? Let us know in the comment section below. Zach, what else do you got for us?
This is a good one. So obviously people aren't listening to the whole they're not listening to the social distancing that we've all been trying to adhere. And there was that woman in South Korea that infected like thousands of people. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, Patient 31, I think she was called. She's a real bang up job.
There's going to be like a Michael Bay like Hollywood film eventually, Patient 31. You know what I mean? Coming to you this spring. It's going to happen. But yeah, she refused to like quarantine herself, went to church, infected like thousands of people. This is why churches do live stream now, so that way like we don't have to spread this virus and they can still have God from their living room. You know what I mean? I mean, technology is beautiful. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know.
But this would be the most boring movie ever. What is patient 30? She's sick. She discards the advice of doctors and said, "Yeah, I'm just going to go into my big church twice, and I'm going to infect over 1,000 people by myself." What the hell is this BS?
Yeah, I mean, if I was the person that got infected from her, I'd be like, "This is bullshit." You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't stay home. I mean, I'm sure she has a Bible. I mean, that's like the church. The church is the Bible, so it's like you didn't have to go to church. You could have it right in your home without infecting anybody. So it's bullshit.
And as you mentioned, a lot of churches they're doing. I think Catholic Mass. They're not. A lot of places aren't doing it in public, and so they set up some sort of a teleconference situation. I mean, you do kind of have to adapt, unfortunately. And I know going to church is important to a lot of people, but goodness, not at the risk of yourself and your own churchgoers.
Yeah, exactly. You know what she needed, and she needed that silver solution that guy's getting in trouble for.
Oh, no.
That's what she needed.
No.
And this story, Dave, I think of all the things we're going to talk about today, I think this is like top 10 bullshit. I think this story is straight from the bull's ass, because you see this everywhere with these people selling this holy water, it's going to cure cancer, or this is going to fix your diabetes. And it was this guy, that silver solution, right? That said it was going to cure your coronavirus. I don't know what.
Yeah, this is televangelist Jim Bakker, who I believe was in jail for fraud at some point. I think he's a little before our time, but I think he was big in the 80s. What was it, Jim and Tammy Faye or something like that? They were taking money from their churchgoers and not delivering on whatever they were going to give him, and he went to jail.
Yeah.
Now he's back interviewing some health expert who doesn't quite say exactly, this silver stuff can cure different kinds of coronavirus, and it may help you. Come by my silver solution.
Yeah. I think this is going back to all right, it all comes together. This is coming back to the Titos thing where we said this turning into the Wild West. Back in the day when they had the snake cure or the snake oil or whatever it was.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? The tonics that they cured everything. This is where it's all coming back to. It's full circle now. It's we're using alcohol to clean ourselves and fix our wounds. We're selling tonics, that miracle tonics. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's bullshit.
It's absolute bullshit, and the state of Missouri is now suing Jim Bakker for making false claims. I mean, who would have thought that would have happened? It's strange, very surprising, especially in this time of a global pandemic, and you're selling a bottle of something with silver in it.
Yeah, there's every disaster. There's at least one person that's saying how can I make money off this? And he's doing it, man.
Yeah. Not only is this BS, but it's just downright dangerous because, whatever you think of this, this guy does have followers and, and they're earnest people, and they can be severely misled to thinking, who knows, that this virus is not real, or if you get it, you just need this little bottle that costs $50. Please make your check out to
absolutely. People will eat that up, and it's unfortunate, but it's just the way our society is turning, man. It's every man for himself, every televangelist for himself at this point.
Yeah, maybe. We'll talk about business strategies after this.
Okay.
I want to know what all you think about patient 31, the woman who spread or infected over 1,000 people with the coronavirus because she disobeyed the advice of doctors and went to her church twice. Was that a good idea? Let us know. And also, what do you think about the silver solution? Could it actually be a cure for COVID-19? Let us know in the comment section below. But Zach, now that might have been the biggest BS that we came across, but maybe the dumbest, the absolute lowest of the low is this.
I already know what you're going to say.
TikTok challenge. Now, the new coronavirus challenge from TikTok, the sort of social media video sharing app, is to lick a toilet. I don't even know what this will do. I I'm not going to get, what is to prove that I won't get sick or just to lick a toilet? What is going on here? There's a video of this girl licking a toilet, not just any toilet, but a toilet in an airplane.
I think, and I think if anything is bullshit about this, I think it's the fact that she made like $4 or $5 grand from this video.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, I'll go lick a toilet seat for $5 grand. I don't know, man. But just the whole like, why would you lick it in order to like be scared of getting coronavirus? First of all, who's like coughing on a toilet seat? Like, I'm pretty sure the coronavirus flu doesn't come from, your ass. But like, even if it did, like, why would you put yourself in that like position?
And the girl who did this, she updated her followers saying she was totally fine. She did not contract the coronavirus. Now, no word on, any other herpes or what else might have been on the toilet seat.
A plane.
Now, for you, Zach, you said you're willing to lick. Now, since you've transitioned to adult diapers, your toilet's going to be pretty spanking clean.
It will.
Now. So,
we haven't used it in forever. Because my next step, because. When I was at the store the other day, it was like literally the last box of Depends. So like, I'm like, great, like no more adult diapers. I'm on to my last one. So I'm like, what do I do now? I think my next step, I'm going to like just go full blown like kitty litter and just like have like a cat litter box, like in my living room. So I think that's the next step.
Well, I thought you were going to go, I'm just going to switch to cloth diapers, but yeah, I think the cat litter might work a little bit, although that will go fast.
That will go fast. And I think after that, then maybe cloth diapers. After cloth diapers, because eventually...
With a giant safety pin?
Yeah, like a giant baby. Like, eventually, like, we're going to run out of, like, laundry detergent and shit. And so at that point... I'm going to have to just use my hand and like wipe it in the dirt or like the ground or something like that. So I don't know, man. It's strange times. The world is it's a lot of bullshit going on right now.
Absolutely. Full of it. That's all the bullshit we've got here. I'd like to know what you think about all the items that we covered today. Let us know in the comment section below. Or did you participate in the TikTok challenge? And did you lick a toilet seat? And are you okay? Have you tested yourself for COVID-19 and everything else that might have been on that toilet seat? Guys, if you want more of this content, please subscribe to this channel. We're going to be putting out a show. We're going to be putting out many more shows covering the ridiculous, the absurd, and the BS. For Zach, I am Dave, and I've just had enough of this BS.
You've been listening to the BS Podcast with Dave and Zach, part of the Informed American Radio Network. Please like and subscribe today in order to get fresh new weekly episodes. Please send us your BS stories to info@informedamerican.com. The world is hard enough, and now we gotta deal with this bullshit.